Alright, folks, so GEEP here. My stand-up may be a little bit slower than usual, but I hope you'll all bear with me. So, we were all kids once, right? I mean, if there's anyone in this audience who wasn't a kid before, I don't understand how that happens. Anyway, let's just put it this way. Reading. Reading books, reading literature and whatnot, it's a way of life. It's how you get along in life. But, like any good kid, when the bee and I were young, we hated to read. Oh, we hated reading so much, it was terrible. I mean, we hated reading so much that if the prerequisite to play a video game was to read, to progress from level to level, if you had to read to get through the game, our answer was simple. Fuck that game. Alright? Fuck that game. That game, you know those games that want to try and teach you math and try to educate your mind? Fuck that shit. Nah. You know what we aren't going? No, we're playing video games here, folks. We're trying to get away from education. We're trying to think. No, I don't want to think. I want to play a game. I came over here to stop reading, okay? Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, one of the greatest games of all time. No audible dialogue. Reading. Fuck that game. Star Fox, voice acting, do a barrel roll, bombs blasting. Yes to that game. Oh, we loved it. Oh, give me, back in the day when I was a baby, give me just a simple remote. Bop, jump on the heads of the enemies, scrolling from left to right. Give me that game. Again, if it had reading, no thank you. All right? Pokemon would have been our enemy back in the day. We did not play Pokemon back then, though, so Pokemon survived because, well, reading. You know? We don't want that shit. We didn't want it. Nuh-uh. Pikmin? Fuck that game. I don't want to put a disclaimer here. We love those games now. We absolutely love them right now. Once we learned reading was a part of how it goes. But again, we just need the voice acting. Here's a funny reference. In Smash Brothers, we didn't know how to read very well. So, the character Pikachu, when you choose him, we couldn't read what the fuck a Pikachu was. We didn't even know what that word was. See, like I said, Pokemon, if we had to read Pokemon back in the day and force ourselves to read it when we didn't like reading, that game would have messed us up. A Squirtle? A Charizard? we put that in a sentence. Hey, my teacher, I'm having a little Squirtle right now. And I'm just, squirtling my water gun. And they're like, what? I'm like, what? That's not a word? So thank goodness we weren't with Pokemon. But Pikachu, anyway, in Smash Brothers, when we were choosing Smash Brothers, I'm sorry I'm a little tired and a little out of it. But in Smash Brothers, when choosing Pikachu, we would go by how the announcer would say the names. And the announcer would say something like, Pikachu, right? But since we didn't know how to read Pikachu, we interpreted the word as Pubashu. So, P-U-B-A-S-H-U. To us, Pikachu back in the day was Pubashu. Yes, we didn't read it. We heard Pubashu, specifically the B. He was Pubashu. Remember? Pubashu, Pikachu. So, there you go. But now we love those games. Now we'll play them, and then it's just fantastic. So, thank you to those wonderful games that are then. But back in the day, if we had to read it, fuck that game. Now, speaking of questionable taste back when we were young, let me tell you about the movies we liked and the movies we hated. Obviously, our tastes have changed at this point. But, oh, back then, action movies and comedies. That was it. Alright? If the show was about a drama, no thank you. You know why we didn't watch dramas? Too much talking. Not enough shooting. That's a no-go. Here's another show that we didn't like back in the day that we love now. Foreign language films. You know what their problem was? Subtitles. You know why that's a problem? You guessed it. More reading. Black and white films. Love them now. Why do we hate them back then? Black and white. Couldn't see the color of the blood. And dramas. Talking. Kiss my butt. No, I don't want to talk. I want to see something shoot. Give me, back in the day, give me a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger wielding 2 laser guns. All the bullets from the bad guys are missing him. He's killing everybody, just walking like a badass. That movie gets an instant 8 out of 9. 9 minimum. Love that game. Love that movie. Tastes have changed now, but that's what we get. Yeah, give me that. 8 out of 9. Give me that right out of there. No, 8 out of 10. 8 to 9 out of 10. Again, I'm tired. But movies that we love now, we hated before. Fargo, Schindler's List, The Godfather, Reservoir Dogs, stinkers, stinkers, stinkers. But what was fun is that we knew what we loved and we knew what we didn't like. Because the fact that we love them now is fantastic. And yes, we actually did enjoy Disney because those are very, very fun to enjoy. Now, however, our taste back then, that was just a good, it's almost like a story more than stand-up. I've forgotten the rhythm of my routine. That's okay. But here's a movie now that we loved when we were kids. I would recommend against right now. That movie was called Ed. Alright? It's a movie, a baseball movie, about a guy who finds a monkey who's a... That's already painful just to say that already. There's Matt LeBlanc, the guy from Friends, and he's a good actor, but in this movie, oh my god, this movie, the fucking monkey man in a suit is like supposed to be a chimpanzee. I forget the fuck that monkey's supposed to be, but this monkey is supposed to help him through, and the truth is this monkey, it's fun for kids, but as an adult now, you're watching this movie, and this is the first one of the few movies where I say out loud, this movie is terrible. Yes, an animal movie of the 90s. And this monkey, this mechanical monkey was so loud on set that evidently they had to redub the dialogue just to hair over it because they couldn't record it. The dialogue could not be picked up by the boom mics on set. It was so fucking loud. This movie, it was terrible. It is a horrible movie. But as a kid, I would recommend it to you. But that's the beauty of it. You can enjoy a lot of things as a kid and not like. But this movie is bad. Because, let me tell you about something. You may think Ed is a bad movie, though. But it's nothing. Yeah, the monkey head was robotic. It was loud as crap. It was just mechanical noise and jibble jargon. God, I'm forgetting my punchlines. I'm just kind of ranting now. It's just kind of funny. Anyway, I think I'm a little bushed. But, so that was a little bit of the stand-up. I hope you all had some laughs here and there. I did a lot better on my first night. I had forgotten a little bit. I did pretty good, though. But, I think I'm going to chill, go wind down a bit, and get ready to find somebody to raid. So, we'll just end on Ed was a terrible movie, but, yeah, we were really into our action back then. Don't watch it, Anna. Don't watch it, okay? Don't watch it. But let me at least wrap up with this bit for the night. So, speaking of bad movies, I don't know how many of you heard of the horror film Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. It's infamous for its garbage day scene. Maybe that's what you know it for, the meme. Well, the scene breaks down as like so. The movie, if you just type in garbage day, you'll find it. But before you do, let me give you a rundown of what you're in for. This is bad on a whole nother level. Alright? It's a horror movie. You get this crazy guy walking in a suburban neighborhood and shooting and killing a bunch of people. Alright? They're trying to go probably for some scary realism. The only thing that was scary and real about that is that it exists. Alright? And the pace at the way this guy goes, at the rhythm, it's unbelievable. He's laughing every 2 seconds, like this. Like he's got a stupid joke on loop playing in his head, and he has to laugh at it every 2 seconds. And so he's walking, this music's playing while he's walking, going dun 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 dun. I'm not over exaggerating. This is the fucking music. I take no credit for any laughs induced through the reality and the recapping of this insanity and stupidity. Don't. He's walking through the street. Don't. He sees somebody. Some guy, I don't know if he heard the fucking music, if that was booming in his head, but some guy comes out of his house, like 20 million feet away, and is like, what the fuck's with all that noise? And crazy guy shoots him perfectly, ace shot, bang! Shoots him dead. I can't remember 2 or 1 shots. He shoots him perfectly, it's bloody, the guy just dies, and you know what's coming after that? After the shot? And now, back to walking again in the neighborhood. Nobody else is coming out. The guy who comes out and says, what the fuck's going on, didn't even hear a gunshot. And yet when he gets shot, no one else in the neighborhood is walking out to see what the fuck happened. No, this guy strolls on again with the Looney Tune music playing in his head, the Mickey Mouse joke. Dun, 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 dun. And then, I don't know, if they're trying to give the guy some kind of redeeming factor to show he's not entirely a monster, they bring in a little kid on a little bike who's still outside, not being watched by her parents, wherever the fuck they are, after gunshots. She wheels up to him, bumps into his leg. He looks down to her. By the way, the editing is terrible. And she looks up and says, "Excuse me, mister. You're in my way." And he looks down at her and he just says, "It's okay. You may go." Ding, ding, and she just rides off. Dun, 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 ha 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 ha, dun, 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 dun. Okay, and to cap it off, as he's walking through the street, nobody's still paying attention to him after he shot the person. Then he goes on to shoot somebody else, who after all of this, maybe before the kid, it doesn't fucking matter the order this is going in. It is absurd, but this guy is definitely post the shooting of the what the fuck is going on guy. This guy brings out his garbage can, taking out his garbage after a gunshot in a suburban neighborhood that looks quiet, aside from the booming, crazy fucking music that makes me more insane than this guy is being presented. This guy comes out, puts down taking out his garbage, and the crazy man, our psycho, our hero and antagonist, and just person who makes you want to kill yourself, psycho killer guy, says to the person taking out their garbage, it's bug eyes and horrible acting, "Garbage day!" And then he points his gun at the guy, and the guy with the garbage goes, "No, no, no!" Boom! Gets shot. And over-the-top directing, over-the-top editing, cut, 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 guy falls, and then he's dead. And guess what's coming back? Ha 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 ha. Dun, dun, dun. And so the dun-duns continue, and the ha-has continue. And now there's a car driving down the middle of the road, and he stands right in front of it. Big fucking car. Definitely not as far away as the first guy. Definitely not as small as a human being. But the car, this killer misses. The car, he doesn't shoot. He doesn't ace the bullet when shooting the car. He can ace people. He can probably ace a booger. But he can't ace the fucking car driving towards him. And here's what happens. He shoots the car. The car turns over somehow. And when it lands on its back, then flips back up on its side, and then blows up. This guy now doesn't just have ace shooting and bad shooting when it comes to motorized vehicles. He has magic blowing up bullets. And he blows away the smoke, spins the gun in his hand, and goes, ha 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 ha. You guessed it. Ha 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 ha. And that, folks, is not the crux. That's not the thing. The movie, that was just a little over 2 minutes of that movie. That was a 2+ minute scene, not even 3 minutes. And the movie is 80 minutes long. And I'm positive that is not the only bad part in that movie. You want my recommendation? Watch Ed. Thank you very much, everyone. There we go. That's a good closeout right there.